In fact, studies show that the brain connects memory and music together, and that's the power of music. It crosses boundaries. In our society, a large portion of teen deaths is suicide caused by mental illnesses, and this is a really big problem. But we also have to realize that music is often used as a comforter or an escape. So what if we could help teens find a space where they can feel connected, where they could be heard, and where they can find support? That's why we created Affinity, a place where teens can connect on a deeper and emotional level through music. So, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Yu. This is Mubin, An, and Grace, and we've competed in several business competitions previous, and will be qualified for the Rotman Boardroom competition, which is held in UFT 2 weeks from now.
For our customer validation, we surveyed around 100 people, and which were part of our target market, which is pretty much Generation Z. Sharing music is very important to build relationships, but most people don't share music because the major platforms don't offer the same experience as when you're listening to music with your friends in the same room. Affinity can create these spaces where multiple people can listen to the same music in real time. From our surveys, most of the respondents use Spotify, with iTunes coming in second and YouTube coming in at third. I would call this our indirect competition because we are the first of our kind because we bring an emotional factor. This factor includes the two most powerful mediums that helps people connect: music and emotion. Most of our marketing will be through social media because through our research, we know that that is where most of our target market is most of the time, and it is the easiest way to reach them.
Now comes the exciting part. So here we have the Affinity Marvel app. This is just our sign-in or login. After that, we have the loading screen, and so right there, as you can see, that search bar, that is a powerful thing that we have. Besides searching for songs and artists, we can also search for moods. So let's say we can search for excited, hyped, but one thing that we can also search for is sad or down. After that, it leads to a chat that we can talk to people going through the same experiences, moods, and basically having bonds with other people. So here's simply just a music interface. This is where the magic happens. So as you can see, there's a chat at the very bottom. This is a live chat where you are communicating with the people, sharing the experiences, creating these bonds. At the top, we have the music. So basically, the music is happening in real time. This means that the users are listening to the song at the same time. Here we have a simple profile, but something that stands out in the middle is my affinity is chill. This is something that can be customized, such as my affinity is sad, angry, even happy sometimes. Lastly, we just have the artist profile. Sometimes you want to follow artists, you get updated with songs, albums that are coming out.
In terms of pricing, Affinity will be a free-to-use app. It will mainly be funded through ads and subscriptions. From the projections, we can see that we will make a profit year one after paying off all operational, marketing, and expenses and all the royalties for the songs. After conducting a market survey, we found that companies such as Spotify and Google Music pay about 0.2 cents per song streamed. We decided to use the figure of 0.3 cents per stream, as these companies are really huge and most likely have deals in place, and we have to be conservative. Another market survey was done for how much ad revenue we can gain from audio ads. The average was around $7 per 1,000 impressions, so this was the figure used. Using the growth rate of competitors from a market survey, we came up with the user increases of 10,000 in year 2, 15,000 in year 3, and 20,000 in year 4. During year 2 and 3, we hope people enjoy our apps. So we assumed a 10% increase in user base that will subscribe year 2, and a 5% increase in year 3, on top of the starting 20%. Not included in any calculations is the viable revenue stream of data obtained from users. Marketing firms like to purchase this data, and although it isn't our main revenue stream, it is still another one. Grants also play a large part in our revenue. Affinity, as a company, will donate 1% of our net profit towards mental health initiatives. Because of this, we believe it will qualify us for grants such as the Trillium Grant and others like it.
So you've heard the problem and the need that we want to solve. You heard our solution addressing it. You've seen our interface and you see our revenue model. But it's not just about the money, it's definitely not. It's much more than that. With your support, we can make a space for teens to reach out, to connect with people around them through music. Help us make a difference in the lives of teens today. Thank you.
Okay, so I think the biggest thing that stood out to me was some of the market research stuff and the pricing per song and in payout, and then taking that to your revenue projections. So that, I believe in Apple's case or in Spotify's case, that percentage payout per song happens after major upfront negotiations to get the catalog of music. So if you want to go back to your, even your year-by-year breakdown, do you have any accounting for the upfront cost to build the music inventory so that you can get the users to then pay those out?
So we did find something about this. So there's a company called 7 Digital. 7 Digital gives us access to the API of all these songs, and we just have to pay a yearly fee, I believe. And that way we don't have to front the huge cost to get all this music, and instead we just pay a fee. This was also done by Samsung Music, and at the beginning Spotify also did this until they were able to build their infrastructure.
Can you help me to understand the connection between like shared or collaborative listening and then addressing the mental health issue?
So in our society, we're targeting Generation Z, so our generation, and music is a huge, huge part of our daily lives, and it connects us in a way that words really can't, and anything else really can't. And a lot of times when people are feeling sad or they're feeling happy, they listen to music. They plug in their favorite music and start jamming out, and that's where we really want to make a connection. Because a lot of people now want to reach out to other people through music, but not verbally. Sometimes they're not looking for the verbal help yet.
So the expectation is that you and I are listening to the same song and
Yeah.
similar feelings, and we're going to talk about them together?
That's up to you. It's just the emotional type.
I just want to make sure I understand.
You said that the app was free to use, but then I also see subscriber revenue. So what is a subscriber? What's the additional value add they're going to get versus a free user?
So that's actually for the premium. For membership, they get extra bonuses such as animated emojis, different chat colors, and just different ways to customize this app.
On top of that, they also get ad-free music, so they don't have to deal with all the audio ads.
And then I also noticed that you've got $100,000 of grant sponsorships every year for 4 years, and in fact, without that, you're running at a loss at year 4. How realistic is that grant sponsorship, and did you validate that you could actually generate that much sponsorship every year for that many years?
So our mentor actually told us about this Trillium Grant, where this website created for the blind was given $300,000 a year for 2 years. And although we're not looking for that much money, we believe that the $100,000 is more realistic, so that is the figure we used.